And welcome back to episode 8 of the Pardon?
Is it episode 8?
I believe so, yeah. Episode 8 of the SAYWATTS Podcast. Where have we been?
Looking like this. I am going all out with being ugly right now. Third trimester. Five weeks to go on Monday. And to be honest, I'm going to take most of the rap for the podcast being inconsistent.
Obsolete.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I will just say that basically you went away on a work trip, didn't you?
Yes.
And then you were ill and then certain things which we'll mention. But basically when Taylor was away for a work trip, we said, look, Jack, why don't you just do a podcast on your own? You know, get a topic, talk about the topic. And do you know what? I have to give a lot of credit to my host. I'm the co-host. Tay's the host.
It's just a lie.
I'm the assistant manager. She's the manager.
No, I totally disagree with that.
I tried I had a whole weekend free and I said, you know what? I'm just going to smash out like 5 podcasts, real great podcasts. And I don't know if you've ever tried to talk on a podcast on your own without a guest for like 40 minutes. I tried for like 8 hours on the Saturday. And then eventually I got something that was like, I weren't happy with it, but I could potentially
but you're
upload
so
it.
hard on yourself. I bet it was amazing.
No, I just kept on running out of things to say, and I was looking over, and there's no one to talk to, and it was just like going all red, going. Ah. So, guys, anyway, it had a sound issue, so I have to bin it off. I think that was, maybe we can launch that one day as like a hidden archive one, but yeah.
It's been late pregnancy. We've had a lot of work being done in the house. So this is actually our first morning this morning that we've woken up and we don't have workmen in from like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And we're not just talking like one person. We've had like sometimes like 4 people in the house, and it wouldn't be too bad, but because we've got the dogs as well, we've got obviously 3 chihuahuas who are constantly barking when there's someone in the house. It's just been a nightmare. We've been going over to like Jack's parents' house, so we're currently staying in our apartment in Marbella, walking the dogs there, waiting for the decorators to leave, coming back. It's just been like,
we just haven't been able to get a little bit of a routine. Like I've had to get the dogs up extra early to walk those, which means if as well as Tay's struggling to sleep,
as
means
you can tell
that you're not really getting much sleep.
No, seriously, you're going to look at me and think you look knackered. I am. This is not.
I don't think you look knackered.
I do. I can feel it in my face. Like my face doesn't feel like my face. My face has started to swell a little bit, which is just normal. It's not like preeclampsia or anything because I've been tested for that this week actually because I had such bad tension headaches and I was worried that it was like related to my kidneys. Obviously diagnosed myself on Google. So I've had all the tests. I am low in iron. I'm actually anemic and I've been on supplements for that. I'm just waiting for that to come up basically.
Yeah.
I have been on sachets which were recommended to me, the Spartone sachets. I know I'm going off here, but actually they're not quite enough for me. So I'm actually going to be going on the tablets from today. So that's that. So that should help with the exhaustion, but the tiredness, this is like not first trimester fatigue. Like when you're in your first trimester, you just feel like, oh my God, I have no energy to do anything. And you can feel that in your second trimester and you do as well. But like for me, it was mainly the first trimester. Then the second trimester, it was like in stages I'd have that. This kind of tiredness isn't like energy tiredness because weirdly I do actually have some energy. It's more of a sleep deprivation tiredness. It's like, if you only had like 3 hours sleep, how you would feel. That's when you used to have like 8.
Yeah, and I think
that's hit me hard the last 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, maybe even a couple of weeks. I think as well, like with obviously there's a lot of hormonal changes.
I've had a lot of growth as well. Like the bump is bumping.
Yeah, I think was she like 5.5 pounds now?
Yeah, because I mean a couple of weeks ago when we went to the scan, she was
5.1
£4 4 ounces.
Oh, was it 4?
4? No, it was 4 something 4 ounces.
I thought it was like 5.1.
I don't know.
Shows how much we care. But we're just making it up.
I don't know.
She's 2 stone 1.
We both got baby brain. But she's grown a lot, and I do have to obviously be a little bit easy on myself because I do forget sometimes I'm actually pregnant.
I think that's like obviously
I'm only 5 weeks to go.
The start was like obviously hectic. Then you had, I think you picked up like numerous flu symptoms for a couple of weeks at a time.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I know they were pretty tough or rough, but apart from that, it's been really a breeze. And we've both sort of like not even thought about, you just in day-to-day life. I don't know. Obviously, we've never been through a pregnancy, so we don't actually know like how what is a good one or not. But I would say
it's been a very good one.
You've smashed it, and I thought, do you know what, this is great.
Yeah.
Then the last 2 weeks, it's like, okay, you can really tell you're pregnant now.
Yeah.
Like,
you really can. It's, for me, it's the waking up, I'd say at least 7 times. That's not an exaggeration. It's 7 times at least to go to the toilet. And the thing is you get into like a little bit of a sleep, and then all of a sudden your body wakes you up because your stomach's hurting because you need a wee. And then you go and it's like the tiniest little dribble, and you just think, what the fuck was the point in that? Like, you woke me up for that. And then I get back into bed, see Jack like smiling in his sleep, and I've
been waking up the last couple of days.
Only the last couple of days, because you felt so sorry for me. He was like, "Oh, I'll join you." Every time you wake me up. I'm like, I don't need to wake you up just because I'm being woken up. I want you to have, like, the last thing we need is 2 people in a house that are not sleeping. Like, that's not what I want. It doesn't make me any happier you being awake when I'm awake.
But what's funny about my body is, ever since I said, I'll stay awake with you whilst you're awake, my body's then woken up. Before I've just slept through, never.
Yeah, because it's like, did you really get up that many times?
I didn't. I'm a light sleeper. Like, if a burglar came in, I'd be up.
No, you'd be fucked, hun.
Yeah,
you'd be burgled. You'd be in the back of his rucksack out the door.
I'd be up and running. But when you say you got out of bed, like next to me getting out of bed, I'm like, I thought you were making it up.
No, and even like, you know, the last week I've been trying to keep my eyes closed while I'm walking to the toilet. Like, please just let me stay in some kind of sleep. Like, I'm on the toilet, like trying to get the toilet roll and like just trying to keep my eyes closed and get back into bed. And then you get back in and you're like, oh. And the thing is as well, I've tried the not drinking so much, because you do get thirstier in your 3rd trimester. And I am a person who I need to drink a lot of water anyway. I just love drinking. I love water. And I also noticed that she moves a lot more when I drink water. And obviously, well, not obviously, but I've had really bad tension headaches. I had them in the 1st trimester and they've come back with a vengeance. So I need to keep on my water levels for that. So I have tried like weaning myself off a little bit and having less at night. It's still the same. It just literally is the baby and the pressure.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just the feeling of needing to go for a wee, even if it's not a full-blown wee.
Yeah, and then there's obviously times where she can go really far down, or she's doing some kind of movement like really low, and that's obviously all pressure, and you're like, oh my God, I've literally just been for a wee, I need to go again.
Yeah.
So this isn't moaning either. This is just like reality of what it is.
Update.
Yeah, this is just the reality of what it is. Like right now, I wouldn't say it's like extremely difficult at all. I'd just say this is like, geez, these are just the things that are happening right now. Yeah. And the sleep deprivation's coming with that. I'd say the last 2 days I've had quite a better sleep than the week previous.
Yeah, that's it. And to be fair, like, you know, we're having the house done up, so it's our own sort of choice with that. I think
it would be. I don't think it would be easier through the night, but I think it would be nicer in the morning. That, you know, where you not gotta get up, gotta get out, because there's people.
Yeah, you got to lay in. You got an extra few hours. But we're basically about there. So where are we at with the house? What have we had done?
Well, this is like a part of nesting in pregnancy where I'm sure everyone feels like this. Like, you're like, oh God, I want to get the house. It's like the king's arrival. Someone said to me on Instagram, it's like you're waiting for the queen or the king to arrive to your house. So you're like, right,
I love that.
I do. I love that when someone said that. But it's true.
Princess.
Yeah.
Princess.
So now you're thinking like, oh, I want to get everything sorted, because the last thing you're going to want to be doing is those things that you wish you'd done or you've been putting off when the baby's here, because you just want to be in your bubble. So we've had a list. I mean, we had a list anyway, because there's things that obviously needed to be done. Like, we wouldn't have had a nursery had we not done these kind of things. So there was things that would have had to have been done, and then there's just things now that we're like, okay, let's get that done. Like, we've got a little bit of a note checklist. We're going through it, and there's like pink jobs and blue jobs. We've got a pink heart next to the pink jobs. We've got a blue heart next to the blue jobs. And we're just working our way through them. And to be fair, we're getting through them. It's just that now it's crazy because I feel like we had all the time in the world and we were like, we don't need to do that yet. And then it comes so quickly. And now you're like, shit, she really actually could come at
Like
any
now.
time. Yeah. And then we haven't got this stuff done. You feel like you're running out of time a bit. I do feel like the nursery will be done. But we've still got things to do, haven't we? It's been like knocking through rooms.
I think everyone always like wants the perfect time, the perfect plan for everything like that. But really, do you know what? If she came tomorrow, really. Like, you know, it's not
the end of the world.
It's just our preference.
Yeah, we're trying our best, and we'll see what we get done.
And so, what are you most excited about? Is it getting real? Like this is the thing I was telling you the other day. Actually, I've spoken to about like maybe 20 friends, family, and everyone always says this. And now I'm getting a little bit scared. Like obviously we've been hyped, but it doesn't actually feel real.
Yeah,
like
last night in bed, I said something to Jack, and he went, "Oh, I'm a little bit scared now."
Yeah, I've said this because basically
I was like, no, what I said to you was, oh, we've got 5 weeks left on Monday. I was like, so enjoy this last bit of freedom that you've got because life's about to change forever. And he was like, I don't like that.
No, this everybody I meet, they say one thing that's so great that you've never felt love like it.
But it's so hard.
And then they say, let me tell my own story. They basically, she just killed it. But yeah, they all keep saying it's the best love you've never felt love. Your life starts now. And then they say, but it is, your life's going to change forever. And they all laugh to themselves and it's like evil laugh, like, your life's going to change forever. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Not that bad.
No, and I'm lingering on that now. And now I'm like, I don't know. It's the unknown, isn't it?
You said to me the other day,
it's the unknown.
I feel like I'm starting to mourn my old life.
Yeah, I'm like, does anyone get that?
It's not even started yet.
Is that allowed? Am I in the wrong there? Like, obviously, you want the baby.
No, when you know there's a big change coming, it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but everyone's like, you're not going to get that sleep ever again for 18 years. You're not going to get.
Do you know what? And that is
forever, actually.
And that is the reality. Like, I'm sure we're going to say that to people, but it is actually really fucking annoying.
Because then,
and then
my mum's like,
just you wait. And you think, do you know what? I'm not manifesting this shit.
Yeah, my mum's
I'm manifesting a good sleeping baby. I'm gonna have loads of sleep. There's nothing wrong with being absolutely delusional with it. Do you know what I mean? But I'd rather that than prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just going to have to start ignoring these people now because the unknown, the uncertainty, it is can be scary. It's exciting. Like my excitement level is like 99, but then there's also like this 1% of what's everyone on about?
I'm so excited and we're so ready and we've been waiting for this like new chapter because we've not been like going out people for years.
No.
We've enjoyed the occasional night out where we've got drunk and been with friends or we've just got drunk together and gone out because we've always done that. But we've not been party people. I mean, I don't think we've ever even entered a nightclub when we lived in Marbella. No. Do you know what I mean?
You can still do these kind of things.
No, you can, but what I'm saying is we are ready for something different.
Yeah, we've been ready for, the last time. 5-6 years. Yeah. So we're ready for the family life.
Yeah, I think that's very where we're at. It's very where we're at in terms of like, I can imagine us going with the little girl, walking across the promenade with the pram and like time in the pool, like things that are maybe really simple, but you've just got that extra added person and it just makes it like magical. Yeah,
it just seems, like I've said before, because it's just been such a long process, it's never actually felt like there's an end result. No. I've never actually thought that.
No, I don't.
We're actually going to get a human life.
I don't actually think that you have processed it.
No,
because I can feel it and stuff. I don't feel like you've processed it like me, because I feel like there's a part of me where it's clouded, where I'm like, I can't actually believe that my body has made a human, and when it comes out, I'm going to go, my body made that. That's really weird. But I think because you're obviously not, and it's obviously different for men, you can't feel everything that's going on. I feel like when that baby comes out, you're going to be like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah.
When did that happen?
100%.
How did that get there?
Because, you have the the realizations and we've had the moments and I can see her kick in and feel her, and then I see the scans and you're like, this is mental. And then after that point, you think about it for the next few hours and so on. But for you, it's like you've already had like 9 months. Is it 8 months with her already? Like 24 hours a day. You feel her, or know she's there, change your lifestyle, whatever. Whereas for me, you can see
very different for men.
It is, yeah.
And I've spoke to friends and also people on Instagram who have said, I feel like, I thought my partner would be a little bit more like...
What are you trying to say?
No. I'm just saying, I feel like it is a thing for men. Like, we can feel like almost, not that you don't care because you do show that you care, but a bit like, oh, they're not that bothered about touching the belly and the kicks and stuff as me, because I'm constantly like, wait, feel this, come over here. And it's annoying because whenever you come over, she's like, see ya. She just stops.
No, I have felt her 100 times.
No, you have. But obviously every time for a woman is probably a bit like, and then for the man, it's a little bit like, he's lovely, back to me, back to creating my dream team on my phone. I feel
her for like 20 minutes and then I'll leave the room and then you'll be shouting me like, yeah, she's kicking again. I'm like, yeah, I know.
It's not, what I'm saying is it's not the same. And some people do say, I thought my partner would be a bit more like, wrap me up in cotton wool. And I wouldn't say you've wrapped me up in cotton wool at all.
Wow, she's outed me here.
No, but do you know what I mean?
I thought I've been exceptional.
No, you are. You are an exceptional.
If I do say so myself.
You're an exceptional husband. But when you...
Thank you. When you're an exceptional wife.
I know. When you imagine it in your head, what it's going to be like when you're pregnant, you think, God, I mean, maybe I'm just like delusional and dramatic here and a spoiled brat. But like, I'm thinking in my head, oh, it's going to be so nice. Like, I'm not going to literally have to do a thing. And, you can just really, really milk it. I don't feel like I've milked it.
Yeah, that's so funny because I feel like you've milked it.
Do you?
Yeah, like whenever you say it a bit nicer than this, but like,
no, I don't.
Get me water. You don't even finish. Get water. Charger. Don't even talk to me in conversations now. It's and I run down the stairs, get the water, fill up the cup, get the ice. I mean,
no. Do you know?
So to say I've not done nothing.
I'm so breathless now. I just point. In the car earlier to the audio cable. I just went.
She doesn't even. She says right. She turns like, just turn the music up. Right, I'm driving, 2 hands on the wheel, and you like turn the. I'm like, you're literally like an inch away from it.
Yeah, but that extra inch when you've got a big belly is like.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it, but I can't say how. I've not done anything.
No, I do feel like I could have. But do you know what? Maybe I haven't milked as much because I haven't been ill with it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, did I tell you, have I said this before? Oh, why has my mic just gone weird? When I seen Tay's always like, carry the parcels up. Like, Tay orders, Tay.
Oh, God.
She orders like 100 parcels a day, right? And I always have to get them in, unbox them.
Jack's main job in his job description is cardboard cutter.
Just
cutter.
Recycling. And every day there's a load of packages. And then there is the biggest ASOS parcel you've ever seen. Probably like 50 pairs of jeans, look waiting. She always gets me to lift the littlest of boxes, which is fine. She's pregnant. And then I was sitting in the living room, right? Because she says, I can't bend down, they're heavy and all this sort of stuff. Right. The littlest box, I'll pick it up, fine. And then I was sat there, I don't think she's seen me in the living room. And then the biggest ASOS parcel you've ever seen in life, she picked it up with like 2 fingers and just marched up the stairs like it was a breeze. And my mouth just opened. I was like, she's the strongest woman I've ever seen in my life. And she doesn't give a fuck. And I went, hey, what are you doing lifting that? And her face just dropped in it, popped it down like, oh, be back. I can't. I was like, you've been busted. You've been fucking having me on. It was like a pinky in her fingers, wasn't it? It was the weirdest grab. She's got the strongest grab on earth.
You know what it was? I could see that that you were really comfortable. And I thought, I really want to try that stuff on right now. So I thought, I'm just going to grab it.
I might spat me tea out when I see it.
I was so, I was a bit embarrassed. I was a bit embarrassed because I thought, oh no, he's not going to pick any of my parcels up. I was actually hurting.
I'm shocked by the strength in your arm.
Do you know what? I know that you've really, like, that's really stayed in your head as well, because I remember how I was grabbing it. And the fact that you can picture how my fingers
it was like a claw, wasn't it? And I was like, what's happening?
Oh my God, I'm literally dead.
So I do believe I've done some stuff
Do you know what? I've seen Zara McDermott and Sam Thompson's. They do the best videos.
I love their videos.
I love them so much. They're so a bit of us.
Yeah, they're so good.
And I seen Zara doing a thing where she was like, oh, this is me when my partner's around. And it's like, she's really struggling with taking the food shopping out the car. And like, you know,
I see. Yeah, I've seen
and she's like, oh, and it's all breaking and everything. And he's like helping her. And then the minute when he's not around, she's got like every single bag out the boot, just like smiling. And that is literally me.
I think that's everybody.
I do turn into the world's strongest woman as soon as Jack leaves the house, because if I know that I've got to do it, I will do it.
Yeah.
And if I know I've got to, I mean, why would you?
Yeah,
that's what you're here for.
Funny. That is funny.
What were we talking about?
So I think it was like
home,
the pregnancy,
babies.
What we're most excited about.
Yeah, most exciting for me is definitely just, I'm not excited about the sleep deprivation and stuff. And I've got a friend who's just had a baby, and, you know, she's really honest and tells me the truth with how things are. And, you know, I've got a lot of mum friends. And they, you know, people always say, oh, the sleep thing is hard. And I find, truthfully, lack of sleep very hard anyway. I'm very ratty if I don't have enough sleep. Jack can vouch for that.
I think everybody is.
Yeah. I don't do, so, you know, some people can just kind of crack on. I'm one of them people where it literally consumes and ruins my day if I've not had enough sleep. Like I need that rest. So I know I'm going to find that hard.
I think everybody says... Like
you do, people say that your body does adjust.
Yeah, I've heard that basically you just, because the things that I would say I'm a little bit uncertain, but obviously excited, is like, how do we know what sort of routine?
You don't.
Where like maybe at this point I should start to like read some like books to get to know.
I think every baby's different, aren't they? And you just kind of figure out as you go along, because, you know, we were saying the other day, obviously we are planning for a home birth, which is something we should talk about.
Oh yeah. How's that been with the home birth?
Well, 2 seconds. We're planning for a home birth, which will mean that we're not gonna like come from hospital, you know, all being well. But if we do go into hospital, is what it is. We're not like straight, got to do it this way, do you know what I mean? Because that's just not life, and things can change. But we were thinking, like, you know, when you come home from the hospital, well, obviously we'll be home, like, oh, now we're left with no midwife site. What do we even do? How do they do this? How do we look after them? How do we sleep? I know now that you use the Lullabies Trust and you follow that for the sleep, like, kind of rules and stuff. Because my midwife told me that the other day and told me about, you know, how you would sleep them. I'm coughing now. You've given me your phlegm. But yeah, so it's just those things, isn't it? You just have to kind of, I think a lot of it will come through instinct and then and gut feeling, because it's obviously your baby, but you just learn as you go along, don't you? So I feel like the sleep thing will be hard for me, and that's going to be a big adjustment to our life. But the things I'm most excited for is like waking up in the morning and then like going and getting them out of their thing and starting the day with them, and like the thought of you going in her room with her and getting her dressed.
I think just looking, do you know what I mean? Like just looking at another human being.
Yeah, and just thinking, oh my God, this is a hybrid of me and Jack.
Yeah, I think when you have a baby, when like you get really deep about how is this even possible? Like the fact that there's even a baby growing in. I think when she's actually here, like obviously she's going to like look at you, laugh,
and like
all
that
of
is
these.
your responsibility. Like you, like having a dog, like that is now that person is solely reliant on you to be alive, and that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait to see all the emotions, all the moving,
and also bath time. And like,
yeah, you've been really excited for bath time, haven't you?
I got like her little bath the other day and a little jug of water, and like started to get her toiletries and stuff, and I'm really excited for like to get her washed and then put her in a fresh baby grow. I'm so excited to see like Jack holding her and having a little sleep with her. It just
I've like with babies, like whenever my friends or family have always said, right, do you want to hold a baby?
Jack's like, no.
I don't know whether it's the fact that like, I don't know if anyone else is like this. I guess probably not. But when like it's usually at an event or a party or whatever, and everyone's like, oh, hold the baby. And then you're like, everyone's looking at you.
There's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure. And I don't really know,
how to
get them comfy. So then they've been crying, and because I'm panicking that everyone's staring, I usually just give them straight back, and everyone's like, oh, bless him,
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Doesn't know what he's doing. But obviously when you have your own baby, you'd be relaxed. But I've not actually been comfortable holding a baby, so I'm going to be really excited to have my own baby in my own time, feed her,
I
hold
can't
her,
wait to see you do that
and do all of those things. So
in regards to the home birth thing, the reason why we decided to do home birth really wasn't through like tons of research or anything like that. It was just more of like, we're such homebody people. I'd say that you get quite anxious about hospitals and stuff, and I just think naturally you do, your adrenaline just goes off when you're in a hospital. Not saying that's
I think your mum had
the reason why my mum had a home birth, and so I've been almost not conditioned, but my mum had such an amazing experience, and this was 25 years ago that she had my younger sister, and she was actually going to have me as a home birth as well, which would have been 28 years ago. But I think her consultant had put her off. And then for India, my younger sister, which was 3 years later, my mum just decided to go with it, and she had an incredible experience at home. And so I've always I've been open to that because my mum had it and she's always talked about it.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's your decision. If you said, I wanted to have a hospital birth, there's no way I would override that. But I don't
think you would have even known that home birth existed.
No, when you said, this is a home birth and this is the kind of thing that we're looking at or I want, I was like, that sounds amazing. It's like, it sounds like a kind of VIP treatment. They come to your home, you're in your home.
Yeah. And it's not for everyone. Some people would be anxious at the thought of you can't have certain things, like you can't have certain medication and pain relief and stuff if you are at home, because there's only certain things that they can give you at home, such as like gas and air, and you can have like, what are them things called? The contraction plates or something. There's almost like a stimulator that you can put on your back. It begins with T, I'm sure. Can't remember.
Okay, yeah.
That just kind of helps with pain relief. I think you probably have paracetamol or something. But that's as much as you can go. And some people just want to have the option, or some people plan, what kind of pain relief they're going to have. I'm just a person. In some ways, I'm a very have to be prepared, have to be organised, like to plan things and see things through. But then I can be the complete opposite as well, don't you think?
Yeah.
Where I'm I'm just going to wing it and just see what happens. And that's how I feel about birth.
I would say the home, I mean, I'm assuming all, nurses and so on are lovely, but the home birth team that we've had come visit, do all the checks and tests have been absolutely
angels,
the nicest people on earth.
They're the Leicestershire home birth team. And when I first had put out on my Instagram that I was doing it before I even had an appointment, the amount of people that messaged me to say that they had the most incredible experience with the Leicestershire home birth team was insane.
They're just absolutely, they're so caring and nice, and it's just a real nice experience.
And just not really getting in the car to go to the hospital. I mean, we've had to do it a couple of times for scans and stuff.
It's really comforting.
But just them
they come to your home, they do all the tests, they give you all of the information, they're extremely thorough, they answer any questions that we have, and we've had a lot.
Yeah.
And they just make it seem really calm and give you all the facts and stuff like that. They give you all the choices. If Like, do you want home birth and this? Explain everything, basically. And then obviously that's down to everyone's own preference. And and ours is like, yeah, let's keep going with this. This is
we've loved the whole experience. I mean, I feel like before you're pregnant, you feel like you're going to see your midwife all the time. And that's just not how it is it? You've probably seen her 5 times.
Well, it changes. So
it gets
obviously,
more.
yeah, it's like every 8 weeks, then 4, then 2 now, I think.
It got to 3. And then this is our first time with 2.
2, and then it's 2, 2, 2. Yeah.
And you have to actually get to 37 weeks, not even 36 weeks of 6 days. You have to hit that 37-week mark to be able to have the home birth. And then obviously providing that nothing changes from 37 weeks to, the time that you start labouring, you can have the home birth, but you have to actually make it to 37 weeks. No complications. So no gestational diabetes, I think. Yeah, I know. No preeclampsia, those kind of things, no complications. It has to be quite a straightforward pregnancy, which I'm very lucky that it has been.
Yeah. And they've also said as well, basically, if there's any doubt whatsoever, or whilst, you're gone into labour, then they obviously will take you to a hospital.
Yeah.
It's like
they will always
they're really experienced.
Take the risks.
If you're ever thinking about this, they're really experienced and they know, and they'd never take any risks.
Take any risks. And they'll just go, do you know what? I'm not liking the sound of this, or I'm not liking the look of this. I'm not liking how you're feeling. Let's just go to hospital. And in that case, then we've got hospital that we've chosen out of a couple in our area that we'll then go to.
Yeah, so far it sounds really, that's a really exciting thought. I mean, it's going to be in and
you get 2 midwives, so you have 2 midwives who come, and so it'll be 2 women.
Could potentially be one of the 2 that have visited you as well.
Yeah, so I've had
nice,
for most of my appointments, I've had a lady called Helena who's been amazing, and then I've had a couple of appointments with other midwives, but whoever turns up, they all have the same ethos, and they're just really nice ladies. It's kind of like having a mum figure there. And we're planning on having a pool, so a birthing pool. You can't have them upstairs, I don't think. So we're having it downstairs, and we'll just get all of the place feeling really relaxed. And hopefully we'll be able to do that. There's a couple of things that we've got to prepare. We've got to get some shower curtains or waterproof mats and stuff. Yeah. For under the pool, we've got to get, I think she said, get about 6 to 8 towels that you don't mind ruining. Yeah. And we're going to set up a little station for the midwives with food and drinks and stuff so that they can help themselves. And they said they'll very much keep, whilst you're in not so active labour and you're just in labour, they'll keep themselves to themselves. At the
very start, they even come check the situation, then go off and come back.
And if they don't feel like you're actually that close, they'll go, right, we're going to come back, you just ring us if anything changes, and then they'll come back. And
who's I'm stuck under here.
But
who are you? Oh, sorry, I was going to say, what is the plan? Who are you having in with you at the birth?
Why are you interviewing me when you know all these questions?
I know the answer.
It's
just me. It's just me and Tay.
A lot of people have their mum, and my sisters wouldn't not have my mum at their
because I guess at hospital, sorry for interrupting, but I guess at hospital is it limited to a certain amount of people, whereas at home are you allowed as many as you wish? No, I assume so.
I think you can have 2 people.
What, at hospital?
Yeah. I think a lot of people have their partner and their parent, their mum.
And at home, you're allowed, I guess, any.
Yeah.
So you could have
I haven't asked.
Big old party. You could have 30 people.
Yeah. Everyone come and take a look at my vagina. See how it's all going.
Why do I keep getting stuck to this?
No, the reason why I'm not having my mum, who my mum would die. She would die to be there. Bless her. She is the best mum in the world. I've
said this before, not as good as mine. She's good.
She really is. She does so much for us, and she would be the perfect birthing partner. But I am a person who gets very easily overwhelmed with people, as you know, if you've been, following my Instagram for a while. I feel like I'd be overwhelmed. And also my mum is not like my calm space, whereas Jack is a person who very much grounds me. If I can get anxious or whatever, and you know, through the times where I have been really anxious, Jack has been my like grounding force to like calm me and stuff. Whereas, you know, I don't have, that's not the same. I don't think anything, I don't know, some people might be different, but like that's not me with my mum. Not to say that we'd like at each other's throats, we never fall out, or anything like that. But it's like Jack's just got that calming force for me. Whereas I think I'd be like, Mum, stop it, don't touch me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Jack can just look at me and he'll know not to talk to me or not to touch me.
I know the boundaries.
Yeah, I feel like he would just be like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking to her right now.
We know each other. We spend
live
every
with
day.
each other.
Yeah. Now, I would say like as well, like...
And also, you'd made a point to me before that you wanted to be the only person in there when you had a baby.
For me personally, I want to be completely 100 million% relaxed. And I'm only ever 100 million% relaxed, either by myself or with Tay.
Yeah.
If you have your mum there, then you'd obviously have my mum there because both parents. And then, I don't know, I just feel like... I think like it's a personal...
You said to me before that you don't feel like you could fully be yourself.
I couldn't fully be myself if your mum was there and my mum was there. I couldn't...
And I totally get that.
And I wouldn't...
Because I wouldn't be the same if your parents were there.
No. Yeah. I just want it to be, we do life just as two, and I want that moment to be just as two.
Yeah.
And like everything we do, I feel like to add in other people, I would just be, you know, talking to them, or they'd be having the input.
Yeah, I think we want to concentrate on each other, and that's it. And
obviously, like as soon as this baby's here, you know, the second we can be like, come on round, and I'm absolutely cool with that. But obviously, I've never been through this as well. We don't know. Like next time, we might be like, oh yeah, come on in. We don't know, but I think the first
I also
time...
am a massive prude, and so like the thought of my mum, Jack's not even. I'm sorry, but you're not going near the you're not actually going to see it.
If your mum or my mum was here, they wouldn't be like, oh, itching to go down there. They'd just be waiting.
I know
top
they.
End.
Yeah, but what if like do you want to? Oh, let's check the head. No. I don't want my mum looking at my vagina. I don't want anyone looking at my vagina.
It's going really well. She's just about out. Would you like to assist, like to me? Would you, if they said, can you just assist the last bit?
I wouldn't want you to do that.
You wouldn't want me to do that.
But also, I'm going to be in a pool, so I don't think you'd actually can do that.
Yeah.
Because the great thing is, for a prude, if you are a bit of a prude, I don't know why I am, because I'm so not. I could sit and fart on this podcast, but like
you're anti-prude.
Yeah, it's weird.
You're the least prude.
But like, you know, going for like a smear or going and having checks and stuff, I'm like, ooh! Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. But yeah, my midwife said to me the other day, she was like, well, the pool's quite good for that because you're in the pool on your own, and they have to get a mirror to kind of see, you know, as things are developing a bit, but you're not like back down, legs in the air. You're like in a pool, so it's a little bit more
private,
and a bit more graceful. Definitely it's not going to be graceful, but yeah, I think that's going to be nice for me as well. Yeah. And the baby comes out in the water, and then you lift it out of the water.
Yeah.
It's not like a dry birth.
No, I think this is going to blow our minds.
Yeah, I was thinking, would you
take the first breath and all that?
Yeah, would you want to? Because they do delayed cord clamping. So once all of the goodness and stuff, I think, has come from the placenta to the baby, then you can cut the cord. I feel like that's it, but don't quote me because I really am not clued up. Would you want to cut it? Would you want to cut the cord?
Yeah, I'd cut the cord.
I feel like that's really squeamish to do. Like, don't you?
No.
I've had
Is that what? Down near your belly button? Is that what you're saying?
You know, the cord that attaches me and the baby together?
Yeah.
Well, once all of the nutrients have passed through, is because I think back in the day they used to just cut it straight as soon as the baby comes out, but now they actually wait until all the nutrients that were from the placenta go to the baby or something like that. Again, don't quote me. They'll wait till all that happens, and I think it goes like white from red. Or red from white, and then you cut it because you know all of the nutrients have gone, and it's called delayed cord clamping, I think.
Wow.
Would you want to?
Yeah, I'd do that. Yeah.
I've also had a few people ask me if I'm going to do the placenta thing, because some people eat their own placenta.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's going to be very nutritious.
Yeah, and you get it encapsulated. So I think you send it off, and then they encapsulate your placenta into like supplements or tablets, which, can be, have heard can be very good for you. My midwife did say to me that there's actually no scientifically backed evidence for it. But before she even said that anyway, I thought, no, it's not for me.
No, I don't think that's for me either, really.
No. But people have said, it really helped me with my afterbirth mental health and stuff. So it must work. But it's not for me.
Well, maybe you could get it jarred up.
I'm not going to get it done.
Get it jarred up.
No.
And then,
She'll kick me really hard.
one day, maybe when we had a couple of drinks, we'll eat it. And have a bit of a laugh. Maybe on here. Maybe we could eat it on here.
Like a bush took a trial.
Yeah.
Eating my placenta.
To see what it tastes like.
No. Oh, God. He's only joking, by the way. That is...
I would do that for a challenge.
You would not. Babe, you can't eat a prawn. You're not going to be eating my placenta.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. No.
I'm not going to be doing that. My mum actually kept like all of our umbilical cords, which is really weird because if you see like they just look like dried up snails. I mean, I've not seen them for years and years, but I remember about 10 years ago I saw them in a book.
Pretty creepy, that.
Yeah, they're like dried up little bits of snail. Really, really weird. But we're looking forward to the home birth, providing that it happens. I don't have a birth plan. If not, I'm really just going to go with the flow. I have been doing hypnobirthing with How to Make Your Birth Better by Siobhan Miller, which I need to continue to read because I keep just putting it off. But the bits that I have read and that I've even said to you have been really amazing. Really, just really the breathing good. And stuff. So I just need to continue with that because that's definitely going to help. But yeah, we're just going to go with it, aren't we? Just see what happens.
That's it. Really, really exciting. Getting real.
We need to get a playlist together because people say they have like a bit of a birth playlist.
Yeah. I love the idea that we're just going to be at home, get the TV on, get the music on, get everyone relaxed. You're in your own space.
You can have your own bath afterwards.
All being
get in your own bed.
And we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, and we'll obviously...
Would we YouTube parts of it?
Yeah, I definitely
think
so. I think there's going to be certain bits that I just wouldn't be comfortable putting onto YouTube because I'm going to be like in a birthing pool. Yeah, like, I'm not going to have a gown on. I'm going to be...
Maybe I could do updates.
Yeah.
Maybe I can just say, look,
and then we can just snippet the bits that throughout the day and how long the labour is. And
we filmed all of part of the IVF journey.
Yeah.
It'd be good to show the end result.
Yeah, we haven't been on YouTube for a while and a few people have messaged to say,
I think
do some YouTube videos.
Yeah. Oh. Bless you.
It's going to be weird to go back on YouTube because when we do now, it will be the birth.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to wrap this up.
Yeah.
And we're going to be more active. We say this at the end of every podcast. But
we really enjoy it. Like, we absolutely love doing this. It's just been a bit of...
easy.
And if we don't come back after this, because we're absolutely shattered or whatever, then it's not something we're ever going to stop doing. It's just that we'll just pick it back up.
Yeah.
Because we're also not people to force things. You know what I mean?
You have to enjoy it, or else then there's no
we're just not forcers.
But actually, this out of all of the platforms that we do,
this is the most enjoyable by far.
Yeah, like let's say if we go and do a day in the life on YouTube,
takes a lot to do that.
Or sometimes, let's say the IVF ones that they're filmed over like 2-week period. It's quite a long process.
And a day in our life would be so boring to watch.
Yeah, and you sort of have to film out in public. You have to do all of these things. It's actually quite uncomfortable to like get your camera out in front of the public. Whereas this is like at home, so we will continue to do them. Thank you for all the reviews.
Yeah, and if you've made it to the end of this like 45-minute podcast, then you're a real one.
You're a real one. Love the GG.
We'll be back. We love you.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye.